And that was Honky Tonk Badonkadonk by Trace Adkins. Coming up next on KSOF, an hour of discussion on music itself. But first, I'm Craig coming to you with those rump rattling beats. Along with me this week I have...
I am Rumba Rob.
And this is the Caleb Spears experience.
And we have special guest this week.
Mixmaster Martin coming to you with a thump in the trunk.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It's provocative.
It's provided. It gets the people going.
It's the best kind of tag. It's one that's open to interpretation.
Yeah.
It's like saying, I'll be whatever you want, baby. But if you haven't picked up, this is Strikes Our Fancy, a podcast where we talk about whatever we feel like in a given week. This week, that's going to be music related. We've had some strong opinions that we've been keeping to ourselves on pop music that I think it's finally time to air out into the ether.
Have we ever had strong opinions?
No. I mean, we're a pretty milquetoast group.
Except about Craig's quiz, which we all unilaterally hate, right?
Is that happening this time?
I don't want to spoil anything, but I don't have a notebook.
So that's the tell.
Well, I have done it on my computer as well before, so I don't know. We'll see. That's part of the experience, Caleb. You don't know it's coming.
All right.
I can't be predictable. The moment you know to expect it, then there's a problem. Something's got to change in the formula. We can start off, but I'm just curious, off the bat, off the cuff, what's everyone's favorite genre of music?
Oh my God.
Oh,
that's
a tough question to ask. Oh my goodness.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to listen to this every day, all day for the rest of my life. Just what's your go-to? Where are your jams at?
Ska.
Ska, yeah?
For sure, absolutely.
Yeah?
What's ska?
It is the predecessor to reggae.
Oh, this shows my lack of knowledge because I always just thought ska and reggae were the same thing.
Oh, yeah. No. I mean they're very related in the beat that they have. Ska is usually played faster. But not necessarily. It's just a very hard driving beat. I don't know how to explain it to you.
See, I thought it was that jazz singer that's like zip zap zoobity bop.
No, that's
scat. Oh.
Which is also animal droppings, so clarify there.
Yeah, are you trying to literally shit on Scat? Because Scat Man will fight you.
Threaten me with a good time.
All right, now that all of our sponsors have dropped us.
There is the ultimate ska song. I do not know what it's called, but it is in my head right now, and it's
yes, all of them.
Yeah, exactly. They all do that.
Man.
But and then there's this trumpet line, because I think correct me if I'm wrong, a big theme when it comes to ska is a brass section.
Definitely in third wave ska.
Oh, okay.
That's for sure.
Yeah, but there's a lot of instrumental on top of this kind of reggae beat.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I don't know if it's earned or not, but it has reputation with stoners, I feel like.
I mean, it definitely third wave. Okay, so I mean, it's definitely Caribbean sound.
Okay.
So,
well, you keep talking about third wave. What is that?
Third wave ska started in the early 90s. Really picked up in the mid 90s, and the bands that people think of when they think of ska, right now, your Real Big Fish, Less Than Jake, they're all third wave ska.
Gotcha.
I got to do some research. Oh my goodness.
I was I'm very sequestered in my musical corner.
Right. I'm where does Bob Marley come in?
Yeah. You just got to wait till it gets around to you. Then you can school us on anything you know about your genre. Because I was about to feel bad. I don't know any more of the waves of ska. But if the latest one has been around for as long as I have, I don't think I need to feel bad.
Oh, no. The latest wave of ska died in 2004.
Oh.
Ska has been dead.
Oh.
Everybody says it's not, but in the 90s, ska was every commercial had a ska backing. It was in movies, it was everywhere, and then it just disappeared off the face of the map.
Tell me which movie it was in.
Pick a movie. Pick a comedy movie.
Six, Rob.
Name 6 comedy movies from the year 1996. They all had ska in them.
I'm not gonna come down too harsh because I do enjoy some ska. Very rarely, on occasion.
Oh, nobody hates ska more than people who like ska.
I just keep feeling that we're talking about a drug, yeah, I do a little ska, with my skooma.
Rob puts that skull right in his veins.
It does affect your brain in a negative way.
Khajiit has beats if you have coins.
Exactly.
But anything else on ska?
I'll school you guys later. I'll show you guys some good albums.
All right.
There we go.
But how about you, Martin? What's your genre to go to?
Oh man, if I was just play something to get me going, it's gonna be like early mid 2000s hip hop. Like it was very like party music going on, you know. I guess literally from 2000 to probably like 2015, like that is like the golden era of like
who encompasses the golden area.
Who?
Yeah.
Yeah, because when Rob was listing ska bands, I realized that's what I need to get a snapshot of your genre. I need some names.
Oh, okay. From Lil Wayne to, you know, there were Eminem tracks, but that's not necessarily like what I'm talking about. Like it for me, it's like middle school dance songs that really hit it. You know, like Cyclone and
I feel like you got to be a little more specific because in my middle school dances, there were essentially two classes of songs: the stuff you were grinding to and the stuff you were slow dancing to.
There were no slow dance songs in mine. No,
you guys never slowed down.
It was absolutely. It was always like, oh my gosh, they're gonna die of heat stroke. But
I just want to say, like, I'm not like huge into hip hop, but I feel like 2000 to 2015 that covers like three distinct like eras of hip hop.
It's true because it's tough. There's like some blending in there, like, but it's like grinding music almost. That's a really good way to put it. You know, there's a lot of very specific type of dance songs, like the Soulja Boy. You know, everybody was doing Crank That, and then there's like Snap Your Fingers by Lil Jon, and it was like, oh yeah, this is like stuff where we can all come together and just like dance in a circle. It doesn't necessarily have to be grinding, but it's like, yeah, everybody's here together.
A little formulaic.
Yeah, absolutely. Less of like, oh yeah, just get out there, shake your ass. It's like, oh no, we can do this as a group, as you know, it's like the boys could just go out there and then all of a sudden we're doing the Soulja Boy, and it's like that was great.
So where does the slide to the left? Where does that fall into?
Slide.
Which wave does that fall into?
That is before then. I wonder when the Cha-Cha Slide came out. Like that was a thing.
Yeah.
I remember it in middle school, so it had to be pre-2000.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
I'll pull it up.
I still dance to that when it comes on.
As you should.
Everybody does.
I think like if the Cha-Cha Slide's not at a wedding, I'm feeling pretty hurt. You know?
It's a personal attack.
Absolutely. I'm like, if we're gonna do Footloose, we gotta at least do the Cha-Cha Slide one time.
How are you going to do the chicken dance and not Cha-Cha Slide?
Yeah, I am not a fan of the chicken dance.
It's just a stupid dance.
Every dance I do is a stupid dance.
No. I mean, like it's just stupid fun. Like
this is true, but it's almost too easy.
Well, I know, but it's like 20 seconds long.
The chicken dance?
Yeah,
that song goes forever.
Okay, yeah. If you have a bad DJ, like the track is as long as it needs to be. You're supposed to turn it off.
Yeah, okay. Now that explains a lot of things for me. Like,
so
this
a little chicken dance goes a long way.
The very, very little, little. You know, it's like a very hot spice.
You're supposed to play it long enough that everybody recognizes it, gets up, does the dance once or twice, and then sits down.
Yes, absolutely.
I will say, I think, you know, chicken dance, it's fun. I'll be honest with you, it's fun. But the Cha-Cha Slide makes me feel like I can actually dance.
Right.
You know,
basic
and that's why it's
instructions.
fun, I think.
It's the whole point of line dancing.
Line dancing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Though, if there's line dances that you don't have the instructions to, it gets like actual like country line dancing, which I think is sick. I love it. But it's like you have to be in the know-how.
Yeah,
right?
you do have
like,
to.
the song comes on, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, click, click, step, step," and I'm like,
Cha-Cha Slide is like slide to the left.
Oh,
perfect.
Yeah.
And line dancing is like, I don't know.
Like where did you learn these things from? Like,
These are all
did I miss
colloquial
the
terms.
meeting before I came to the bar?
This wasn't go to the practice dance.
I now have a mental image of Caleb on the dance floor. Cha-Cha Slide is playing, and like you're just drenched in sweat and like panicking, like, oh god, what do I do? What do I do? And it's slide to the left. You're like, whew, okay, all right, sliding to the left, and like as you're sliding to the left, like, shit, I don't know what to do next. Fuck, and there's like slide to the right. You're like, oh, thank God. And slide to the right.
Just seconds from panic the whole time.
That is accurate. What is that? What is cha-cha real smooth? And it's like,
Yeah.
like, is that how you do? What is that? That's where I get lost.
You just cha-cha, man.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's just a casual cha-cha. You ever, you just cha-cha.
I've never cha-cha'd casually in my life.
Well,
But have you cha-cha'd smoothly?
yeah,
Neither
that's the
that
thing. That's the thing. Whatever you do, like as long as you embody the cha-cha, it's right.
Yeah.
Caleb,
All right.
Let the music move your body.
So if I broke into the Thriller dance during the cha-cha,
Are you cha-chaing?
yeah.
I mean,
Then, there you go.
you only have like a measure and a half to cha-cha really smooth.
if you could do it smoothly, then yeah.
Should this episode just be a dissertation on the cha-cha?
Absolutely. Some people could use it.
All right, but reining us back in a little bit.
Oh.
Let's slide to the right.
Yeah, there we go.
But so of your genre of choice, Martin, like what is your like peak song?
Oh, that's so tough. And it's tough for me to narrow it down. I just love all types of music. Like I'm a musician,
sure.
so it's really tough. But if I'm like, all right, let's do something. I'm gonna do chores, or I want to like get excited to go somewhere. Yeah, it's this genre. I would say it's a song called No Hands. Roscoe Dash. I think is Waka Flocka on there. I'll have to play it for you guys sometimes. I'm sure you've heard it. It's like, girl, the way you move it got me in a trance. DJ, turn it up. Ladies, it's your chance. No, okay. We'll get there. Yeah, we'll get there. It's just like, it gets you like nodding your head. It's like, it's a driving, I don't know. It's something that when you're at the club and you're standing next to the subwoofer, you're like, yeah, this is great.
So would it be described as a bop?
Hard bop, absolutely.
Caleb, what you go to?
Country. I like me some sad country songs.
I never knew you to be a countryman.
What did you imagine me as? Not country.
I don't know. Just cinematic like music.
I'm just listening to John Newton Howard and Danny Elfman all day.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what I imagine. But no, I'm with you. Like, give me just that sad, mournful shit.
Mhm.
Just the cowboy that nothing's ever gone right for him.
His truck just drove away by itself.
Yeah. With his dog.
With his dog. Yeah.
That's fair. I have to change my answer now because now I'm like, no, you're right. Not with country music. I'm like a sad, I don't know, R&B maybe. You guys familiar with like Sam Smith? You know,
Is
who
Sam Smith R&B?
He's a really hard like artist to put into a genre.
Would you count Unholy as R&B?
No, that's a bop.
Okay.
But a lot of his other music, like his album, The Thrill of It All, it's just sad, like piano heavy music. Now that's my shit.
Yeah.
Like that's like what me and Brittany bonded over in college. We would like write music, like piano music, like that, just sad lyrics, like lovey-dovey.
Who can make each other cry here?
Yes, exactly. You cry on the piano, you lose.
So you two guys, Caleb, Martin, when you guys listen to sad music, is it because you're already sad or does it get you sad?
Little column A, little column B.
I agree with that.
It brings up the
Absolutely.
sadness within you.
Exactly. Me and my brother, when he was a officer, I would ride along with him, and we would just sing sad songs with each other all night because nothing's happening. We would just be out in the middle of the country, and he would just put on some George Strait or whatever it was, and I've never seen him sing more mournfully than when we were in that car together.
Huh.
So
Car karaoke is a powerful drug.
it really is.
Oh my
man. It
gosh.
really is.
I don't know that I've ever done car karaoke like sad though. Like not that I am sad, but like with sad music. I've always done car karaoke like pump up beats, pump up jams. Like I'm always like trying to energize or like stay energized on a road trip. I don't know.
I promise you will never sing harder than to a sad song. Like, oh my god, you're just like, you're not even sad. You're like, you're going to a party or something, but you're like, man, sad music. I'm with you. I love sad music.
Why? People will be like, Martin, why are you here crying? Why are your eyes red at the party right now?
Exactly. This is like a 3-year-old birthday party. Are you okay? I'm like,
I'm fine.
yeah.
It just
Doing the
opened
whole
every emotional wound I have.
Oh my! Seriously, you're sitting in the driveway, just doing the thing where you sit in the car for like 10 minutes. You're like, yeah. All right. Feliz cumpleaños.
Let's go. So yeah, that's where I fall.
Gotcha.
What about you, Craig?
I am a big fan of funk. Like I love both old funk and new funk. Earth, Wind, and Fire, freaking incredible. But in more modern times, like I really like what Bruno Mars has been up to lately.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, Silk Sonic.
Yes.
Oh my.
I listen to it over and over again, pretty much once, like that whole album, like once a day lately.
Oh, it's so good. I haven't listened to like the whole album all the way through, but every now and then I get a new like song off off the album on my Pandora, and I'm like, oh, did they miss at all on this? I don't think they did.
No.
Like,
And I genuinely, I don't know if I like funk because I like the beat and I like the kind of the instrumental range you get, because usually there's trombones, a brass section, maybe some wind as well. So I don't know if it's appreciation for the actual music that keeps drawing me back to the funk, or the fact that it is just so eternally horny all the time.
absolutely.
Funk is just all about fucking, and I'm here for it.
It's crazy. Like I think of James Brown every time, like, and then I imagine what James Brown was wearing, like when he was doing stuff. Like that's the deepest V cut onesies, and I'm like, ugh. And then he started, get up off of that thing. I'm like, okay,
It's great. Yeah.
got me
I'm here
wondering
for
what
it.
my grandma was doing back in the day.
I think it's just all about confidence.
Yes.
That's how you sell that onesie. Just confidence.
Absolutely. I mean, he was not a beautiful man, but
But that voice came on.
oh, people were out there like, James. I'm like, oh, okay. I got a chance.
But so yeah, that is my go-to genre. If I just want to listen to something chill or vibe out for a little bit. This is tangentially related, but you said you make music. Like, what kind of instruments do you play?
I actually went to school for saxophone, so that's like my primary. And then I play a little bit of like piano, not classically trained by any means, but if I want to make music, I know how to do that a bit.
Nothing's more versatile than a piano.
Absolutely, nothing's harder too.
Yeah.
It's like you can learn a lot of
Violin.
Violin's hard, right? But it's like if you want to compose music for violin, like you've got to. It's not a small like window to work with, but you like just like the range of things you can pull off with your piano, right? Like I don't know, like complex chord structures and like trying to do progressions. No one's ever all music's been made, right? we all know that it's been made. But yeah, I'm just like when it comes to putting together piano music, it's like it's almost endless the things you can do. And it's like you play violin, it's like there's going to be some, violinists that's going to murder me later on for saying all this.
For most instruments, I think I get what you're saying. There's a pool, or there's like a range of limitation.
Yes.
But with a piano, especially like an electronic piano or keyboard, you can make that do literally anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get you.
So yeah, look back to what you're saying, Craig. Yeah, saxophone, that's my main thing. I don't play a lot of it now because when you go to school playing an instrument, you just kind of get burned out.
Yeah.
So every now and then I'll do like weddings, and playing weddings is always awesome because it's like
What do you play at a wedding?
whatever they want. You play right. First of all, you play whatever they want, and that's always 1,000 years. Just so you know.
Yeah. What are the quintessential wedding saxophone songs?
1,000 years. I mean, it sounds good, but I always just see the Twilight playing in my head as I'm playing it. And I'm like, ooh.
No Careless Whisper.
No, I'll warm up playing it, and they're like,
yeah, no, that's not a
don't do that. And I'm like, I have to do it. Yeah. You expect me to do it, so I'm gonna do it.
Not gonna let anybody down.
Right, exactly. That's all they see. Saxophone. That's all they know. What else? Like, can't help falling in love. Can't help but falling in love. Or
Elvis.
Yes,
Elvis Presley?
absolutely. That's you have to play that.
Huh. Do you have singers accompanying you, or is it just the sax?
No, so Brittany will play piano. My girlfriend. I don't know if I've said that yet. So she'll play piano, and then I'll play saxophone, and so it works out. And then that's it. It's very light for a wedding, so that's what they like. And then sometimes it's just a doodle.
Yeah,
that's the best part. Well, yeah, like
it's a saxophone. You noodle.
You noodle. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. What am I doing? I have to go back to school now. Yeah, just improv over some chords, nice light stuff. The average person doesn't know what you're doing up there, so it's like, absolutely. And none of this is what you go to school for. This is the stuff that they're like, don't do this. You're going to play in like a symphony, and that's what you're going to train for. In all actuality, you're going to play a bunch of funk tunes. You're going to be in a cover band. Like, if you want to make money doing it, you better get ready to play Careless Whisper.
Nobody cares about those orchestras from the 1800s, that kind of shit.
Yeah, if you're learning to play at public school, you're not going on to be in an orchestra.
No, and I'm like, it'd be cool. Like I'd play in like a big wind symphony, like maybe a little bit. It's cool the stuff they pull off, right? Like all of a sudden they're playing Star Wars tunes or something.
I was just going to ask, could you play the Imperial March?
Just on saxophone,
just on
like
sax,
that.
That's it.
The Brookings Community
Communiversity Band.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
The one that like technically it's open to the public? Okay.
So yeah, it's a blend of community and the university. So it's a blend of the community and the university, but anyone can just come up and join, and I don't do that because, like I said, I'm just kind of burnt out of that. Like, doing it in college, I played a lot of saxophone, like a lot. And I just was like, I think I'm okay for a little bit.
That was a time in my life.
Yes.
And now it's not.
Absolutely.
Well, here's the thing, too, though, Martin. I play a mean triangle, so whenever you do another wedding, you let me know. I'll bring that triangle.
You need to be prepared. Like, they're going to go nuts over that triangle. They're going to be like,
I'm going to look like James Brown all sweaty, too, up there.
You and me both. Nothing gets me sweatier than, like, playing saxophone in front of people, but it's never, like, the face sweat. It's, like, river down my back. It's really weird.
Well, I mean, I personally feel that anytime someone is playing the saxophone in a performance setting, like that it's either live or you're part of the experience, like the inherent deep sexual energy of the saxophone player is part of what makes saxophone music good.
Right.
Like if you don't have that, are you really listening to a saxophone?
Exactly. It's a sax. We're one letter away, so you got to put it in there. It's all curvy and everything.
Yeah. It's all curvy. It's all bumpy too. Wait, is that normal? No, okay.
There are buttons.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to all the senses.
Yes.
So before we move on, I just want to say the saxes are cool, right? Saxes are cool.
Yeah. Saxes are sexy.
Saxes are sexy. So the only saxophone player I've ever really been around was in my high school band, and he always released the spit valve, and there's always like a ton of spit on his knee, and it was disgusting.
In his defense, there's no like real spit valve on a saxophone. You know, like on a trumpet or a trombone, it's at the end of their slide or something. No such a thing on a saxophone. So if you tip it over without paying attention, it's just all. I've had just.
So how do you manage that?
You don't.
You know,
You cry. You wipe your hands off. You look around.
You live with it.
Absolutely. And you try not to put your fingers in your mouth.
Yeah.
All right. But we're here for a reason today, fellas.
Yes.
I forget what the reason is. Craig, what was the reason again?
Well, we were going to kind of tackle two main topics. One, what makes popular music popular? And then also, how does music represent like its moment in time? We're kind of a couple of the ideas we came to the table with.
So why was Gangnam Style popular for about a year?
When did that come out?
I have no idea.
Gangnam Style released July 15th, 2012.
See? Okay.
You say that like it's an answer.
But I can't remember where I read this, but it's like a lot of time music is almost an opposite reflection of what's going on. Like it's this weird like balance of if maybe the country's in turmoil or something, then a lot of people will make upbeat dance, like get you going music. That's why I think that 2008 to 2012, 2015 had lots of party bangers because we were in like a super recession, right? And people are like,
because everything sucked.
absolutely. So it's either you can make super sucky music and people are already actually dangerously sad, or you're like, let's dance our pain away.
I think Gangnam Style became popular because South Korea had enough money to advertise heavily in America.
Do you think it was like deliberately pushed? Do you think it was essentially?
I don't think anything that hits the top 40 in the United States has not been paid for a lot.
That's a good point. Well, because was K-pop really a thing for America before that?
No, I mean, even the nerds who would be into it, like there just weren't that many. It was not a big thing.
And now, like K-pop is a thing.
Yeah.
Like it's huge.
You could go up to anyone and say, yeah, like K-pop, and they'd be like, okay, I know what you mean.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know what that is.
2011, you said K-pop, and they're like, is that like a cake pop? Is that what you mean? Like,
So just to refute you a little, Rob, some stats on Gangnam Style. It was originally intended to be only for local K-pop fans, and they had released some teasers on their YouTube channel before the song, like of the song. And then the day it dropped on YouTube, it got 500,000 views on the first day. So
Okay, so you think it was like the YouTube algorithm?
I think it was the algorithm, personally.
Yeah.
Like, I think, because for a long time, it was the most viewed video. I don't know if it still is or not.
yes.
But yeah, I think, personally, that's where I think Gangnam Style's right. Because, like, did it actually top the charts in America? I
guess I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. That kind of ties in with the whole like the party dance hard like era, right? So you start thinking about it, right? So there's that, and then you guys remember the Harlem Shake? Oh, just chaos, but beautiful, awesome chaos, but still in around that time frame. And then LMFAO as a group, you guys remember that? Every day I'm shuffling.
Oh, is that them?
Yeah,
Oh.
absolutely.
How do you explain music being a snapshot of its moment in time across genres? Because genres also just have very different feels and, you know, their own trends.
That's just because music comes out at a certain time.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
What are you talking about?
I'm trying to say, like, how do you reconcile the fact that music is a snapshot of its moment, but also
Because it makes
that it
you
has...
think of the time, Craig.
So you-
Remember when we were all listening to the Harlem Shake?
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't think that there's anything like technical about music that represents like how music is a snapshot of its moment?
No, it's
You're saying how it lives on in our memories.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could say like every song is like a product of its time because the artists will take on inspiration from what they've heard before and what's popular at the moment, but it doesn't really have anything to do with the time, really. It's just it becomes a snapshot of that time in retrospect.
I am wondering what Cisco was feeling when he wrote the Thong Song in earlier 2000s.
I love that song. First of all, I will
was
belt
it
that
inspired
song.
by 9/11? Is that kind of what
It was
happened?
before 9/11.
Was that post 9/11 or pre?
I'm pretty
That's
sure it was,
pre.
Yeah. Is
it?
I was
Oh,
like,
I don't know.
I was like,
it's like the 90s.
I bet you it was like 2000, like flat.
I'm going to say 98.
2000 flat. Martin's got it. February 15th. Nice.
Oh,
Such a joyous time pre 9/11.
Yeah.
yeah, that's crazy.
Thongs were out, and so were the dogs. I have no idea when that other
Dogs
song
were
released.
out because the thongs were out.
Yeah.
And I keep seeing like, this is another tangent. You guys got to stop me at some point
No.
in time because I'm.
That's what we're here
I'm
for,
like
man.
that.
Does it strike your fancy?
The thong song, is that what we're talking
No,
about?
No,
what,
whatever
no,
you're
what
about.
you want to talk about.
Oh yeah, I get what you did there. I'm not fast, but I'll get there. No, I kept seeing like differing sides of the song "Who Let the Dogs Out." At first I thought I saw that it was about who let the ugly women out, and I was like, damn, that's kind of cool. Like I'm just like, who let the dogs out? And it was talking about ugly women, and I was like, that's mean. But then I realized, then I saw another thing that said it's about the men who are being dogs to women. I was like, oh, now I feel better. Okay.
I can bop to this again.
Yeah,
That was
I
always my reading of it.
I never thought about it. I just thought they
It was
were
dogs.
They were dogs.
I'm
There
right
were-
there with
there
you,
were
Greg.
canine animals.
There were dogs in the video. I thought it was literal.
But for both of the kind of the reasoning behind the song that you gave, I don't know that either of those justifies kind of like an upbeat like pop anthem for.
But aren't those are the best, like those are the best songs where it's an upbeat song with like really either deep meaning or like a different type of meaning, like the song Hey Ya by Outkast. Perfect example. If you listen to those lyrics, you're like, this is deep, but you're just like,
All I ever hear is do 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 do. do.
yeah, absolutely. And it's like one of the lyrics is like, nothing lasts forever,
Yeah.
right? But so why is love the exception? And you're like, wait,
Yeah, there's a bit that's like, why are we so in denial if we know we're not happy here?
yes,
Like it's
Oof.
yeah.
well, it's a weird song.
Huh.
And it's amazing because the lyric right after that is like, y'all don't want to hear me, you just want to see me dance. And then it goes into the chorus, and you're like, wait. Oh, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Shut up. Let's go.
Yeah, let's dance.
I don't want to know how you're feeling.
Yeah. Jeez.
Came here to dance.
I just want to know how to shake it like a Polaroid picture.
Which you're not supposed to shake, apparently.
No, yeah, you're not. Messes with them. Not while they're developing anyway.
Yeah.
I'll still shake that shit hard.
Yeah,
It develops it faster. I have no scientific proof.
everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that.
Source, everybody knows
Source
it.
everybody. I am your Wikipedia article. So, does popular music or a popular song have a obligation to have deep lyrics?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Again, let's go back to the thong song. Or in the same era, Wasn't Me.
Why was that popular?
I don't
That is
know.
a very good question. Like, we weren't relating to it, were we? Like, we're like, I did
It was
none
just a
of
good
these
beat.
things. Yeah, absolutely.
Good art is open to interpretation.
This is true.
So if if it relates to you, then I have some comments, but I'll keep it to myself.
Right? I guess there's like always, I don't know, like the golden sauce to it, but music is a human thing, right? It doesn't matter where you're at, what time period you're in, music has always been there, right? So it's like, there must be something in even these like nonsensical songs that spark the primitive music loving
I think it's way less important to be deep, to your question, Caleb, and it's way more important to be catchy. Does it have simple, repetitive lyrics for a chorus, and does it have a consistent beat or rhythm that you can hear over and over again, and it kind of finds a spot in your brain and lives on?
So we are that just simple as a species. It makes the happy hormone in my brain release, so that's I'm fine.
Yes,
That's it. Yep.
Well, I mean, I think I this would be difficult for me because I don't necessarily know that I have like top 5 songs of all time. But I think if everyone went down their top 5 songs of all time, are the most of those songs going to be easy to sing along with or difficult to sing along with? You know, if it has a complex changing melody and non-repeating lyrics, makes it hard to put yourself in the position of the singer because it's a difficult song to sing. Maybe. Someone can tell me I'm full of shit.
No.
Yeah, all 5 of my favorite songs have time signatures that can only be expressed as the sum of 2 primes.
I, as someone who studied music, not at a collegiate level, but like I grew up playing music and doing it in school and stuff, I still don't really get time signatures. Like, I'm just like, just tell me what the beat is. Like, tell me what our beats per minute are. Like that. I don't
There's
know.
some math in there that I'm with you. I mean, even after doing it for a long time, I'm like,
yeah,
this is whack. And when you're playing something like difficult, like in a symphonic band, I look at the conductor and
Right.
I'm not really looking at my my music.
Right, yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is 4 4 4 3 4 1 1 2. We're back. Okay, that's fine.
We got there.
Just gotta feel it.
Same with like a bass clef. I think I don't understand it, and therefore it must be useless. Because like why does it exist? Why do we need another separate range of music? Like, oh, haha, I handed you this stack of music to play, but it's slightly transposed and therefore more difficult for you to play.
It looks the same.
It looks the same, but,
but
it's
it's
not.
not.
Yeah. I don't get it. And I mean, supposedly it's for certain instruments that make it easier. I don't know, that they get to stay in line, like in the center of the measure
and,
more. I don't know,
Mhm.
but I never played any of those instruments. So again, it's all.
Well, then, of course you don't understand.
Yeah. Treble clef for life.
Absolutely.
So you had said earlier that there's nothing new being made musically wise. Do you stand by that statement?
It's something you can say, and you're not wrong. You're just an asshole. You know, it's all, you can't come up with a new pattern, like a drum pattern, because some computer somewhere very easily, it's math, right?
Actually, I'm going to jump on that tangent, if I may. When I don't know all the details of who's the redheaded British singer?
Ed Sheeran.
Thank you. The Ed Sheeran lawsuit was going
Yes.
on, and do you know the details of that, Martin?
No.
Okay, Caleb, Rob, no,
I don't remember it.
Okay, someone who knows better is going to hate me, but it was roughly around. The lawsuit was around informational property. Someone else had created a beat or a rhythm and was claiming Ed Sheeran used his stuff in Ed Sheeran's music, and so was suing him for damages and to make a bunch of money off of Ed Sheeran's fame. Right? That was the gist I get. I saw an article about a couple lawyers who are musicians in their free time. And what they did is they roped in a computer scientist, and they're like, hey, based on the precedent that the plaintiff against Ed Sheeran is trying to set, which is, this is my music, this chord or this progression, this is my music, and everyone has to pay me if they ever want to use it. They're like, okay, we're going to take that precedent, and they had a computer generate every pattern it possibly could for, I think it was for 8 measures using an octave range. And it generated every musical pattern imaginable in that range. And then they put it on a hard drive because apparently for copyright law, there has to be a physical medium of your music. And so they were ready. If that guy won against Ed Sheeran, they were going to go to court and be like, guess what? All music is now ours because
Nice.
we copyrighted all of it.
It's just like buying a bunch of domain names, right?
Yeah.
You're like, this is mine.
Yep. If you want to listen to music, you got to pay us.
And that's crazy. Well, because that one's always tough. I saw Ed Sheeran did like an interview where he was like, okay, I'm going to do an example for you. And he just played a chord progression, because music is, you've got chord progressions and they're usually only so complicated for general consumption, right? So it's like, oh, I can play this chord progression and this song lines up with that, and this song, I can't remember the songs exactly, but it's like that. Like lead singer Maroon 5, Adam Levine, yeah, he came out with that song. What is it? Goes like do 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 or something. Here's to the something. Anyhow, it lines up perfectly with like the.
I thought you were doing the Tetris theme song.
It lines up perfectly with that.
I play an instrument because I cannot sing at all, but it's like perfectly with the wedding song, which I can't think of. Not like the "Here Comes the Bride," but it's like there's a
like the march
canon
or
in D is what it's actually called, but it has the same line because the chord progression is super similar. So it's like, you can make new music, but
It's like those mashups where you can just take any two songs and put them together. They sound fine.
The best example I think I've ever seen of this idea that so much music has, builds and morphs off each other. There's a band called Axis of Awesome, and you can find a YouTube video called their 4-chord song. And they literally just they strum out the 4 chords, and then they play like 20 different pop culture songs over the last like 40 years that all just build off of that same progression. And it's pretty cool to watch, because then halfway through they're like, all right, and now let's slow it down. And so they cut the time in half, and then they sing 20 different songs that do the exact same thing. It's a pretty good video.
So yeah, Caleb, come up with a new chord progression, and that's it. You're making new music.
I need a computer program for that.
No, you need like non-human ears.
Yeah,
just roll your face over a keyboard,
just like a cat.
Yeah, it's already on the hard drive. I don't know what to tell you. Can't even make space music in the cantina. That's already been made. I love that the music played in the cantina is called jizz.
You're talking specifically about Star Wars, like the
absolutely, yes.
Yeah, it's called jizz. The guys who play it are called jizz whalers.
I don't know when I found that information, but I don't know if I love it or hate it, but it's there.
Yeah, if I'm remembering right, those aliens look like jizz whalers.
And yes, it does come from what you're thinking of. Actually, jazz also was a term for jizz.
Oh.
So can we start a jazz band called the Cum Guzzlers?
Yeah.
Cum spewers, maybe?
Yeah, I was going to say, the only exception I have to this is, which way the jazz is going.
Okay.
Because if people are coming to be involved, I want my jazz to touch them.
Yes. You don't need to jazz at me
exactly.
while I'm jazzing
I'm
at you.
the man on stage. You're here to watch me jazz.
I just want jazz flowing in every direction.
I'm with Rob.
A communal jazz experience.
Nice.
It's almost
circle
jazz.
Are we done? Or every time?
Is there anything you beat that one into the ground? It's fine.
I'm spent.
Nice.
I said this before we started that, like, I was gonna do some research for this just to figure out some shit, and then I was like, no, this is for my cold hard opinions.
Yes.
This isn't for me to go researching shit. However, the half an article I read before I clicked off and went to my porn
there we go.
was basically a lot of the popular music that's been created. A bunch of nerds got together and listened to this stuff and put it through a computer, whatnot. I'm sure it was more technical than that. However, there was this, again, I read half the article and I got bored. Basically, all they said was just like a lot of the popular music can be boiled down to like people doing new things in music. Like there's music that the artist was able to tweak in a different direction, and that it was able to go to like the people in sort of a new fashion. I think we've kind of talked about that already, but like, is there? I have a question. I just can't find it. I just can't find it.
Caleb, I think the answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
42.
Yeah.
God, you're one of those nerds.
No, what do I always say to Brittany? I'm nerdy enough to annoy people that actually are nerds.
That's perfect.
Like when we got together, she was a super Star Wars fan, so I would just throw Star Trek shit at her every time she wants to talk about Star Wars. I'm like, yeah, with Captain Kirk. She's like, I hate you. I'm nerdy enough to know the distinct differences and blend them.
You said the word.
No! I was trying to keep it quiet. I was like, that's ridiculous. We reference Star Trek at least once an episode.
Oh,
Sometimes I bring it up. You brought it up this time.
You're welcome.
I just want to explain that joke started. Every episode, someone would bring up Star Trek, and then I'd just talk about it. And then somebody mentioned, "Hey, you guys talk about Star Trek a lot." And these guys both looked at me like I was the one who did it. I never brought it up. Occasionally brought it up.
What was your favorite apocalypse last week?
Hey. Oh, I wanted to go back to that.
I've had 3 different people tell me that Star Trek is not an apocalypse.
I don't care. I wanted to revisit the apocalypses from last episode because I've been thinking about it since we recorded that, and we recorded that like a month ago. But with this heat wave we've been going through, it made me realize the job that I want in an apocalypse is night watchman. I want to keep the fire alive throughout the night. I want to watch over the tribe and be like, "Ooh, danger." And wake everybody up. And then during the day, I'll sleep in the shade.
Yeah.
Rob, you have glasses. Like, you're going to end up like that guy from Twilight Zone. There's time now.
It's
I can
not
see
fair.
motion.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
And then we're all going to die because you're supposed to keep watch.
That's my favorite thing to think about. I tell Brittany, I'm like, we got to get you like 6 pairs of glasses because if things go to shit, like I can only carry you for so long. If you can't see where you're walking in the nuclear fallout,
I have never thrown out a pair of glasses.
Rob's ready.
Yeah, you don't know when you'll need them.
Mm-hmm.
I like how that's where like your love ends.
Mhm.
You having to like guide her through.
yes,
the
I'm
world.
not a seeing eye dog.
It's a very hard and clear line. I'm assuming she knows what she got into.
Oh, absolutely.
You've communicated the.
I let her
expectation.
know. I'm open and honest. Like
There was no prenup, but there was something like, "I will leave you if nukes fall."
yeah,
In the vows.
In the
if you don't have those glasses, I'll go, I told you. And then take your glasses you're wearing, leave, and you can't find me.
I'd leave you a
And
note,
see.
but
Yeah.
you wouldn't read it.
Oh, speaking of apocalypses, we actually had some feedback from multi-time guest Robert. He had some thoughts about our apocalypse episode, which will be brought to us now by Martin.
All right, from Robert. First of all, that error alarm sound at the end nearly made me drive off the road. My favorite theory of an apocalypse is what would happen if the Earth just stopped on a dime. Everything would be thrown east at roughly 1,000 miles an hour in an instant. Another way to look at it would be 1 second you're standing where you are, and the next second you are 440 meters to the east. Every standing structure would be knocked down, oceans would devour all western coasts, and humans would likely have to be in very specific scenarios to survive a sudden stop. Thank you for your time, Robert L.
I used to think about that all the time in physics class in high school. Learning about angular momentum and like centrifugal force really got my head spinning in physics class. Like, oh, we're all fucked.
I suppose you wouldn't end up 400 meters to the east. You'd end up
on
up.
a tangent.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, the physics get weird because it's a tangent to where you are in relation to the sphere and like where your position.
And I barely passed physics.
Yeah,
Is that something that could just happen on a dime?
No.
no.
No? Okay.
I'm currently taking survey of physics, and this is blowing my mind.
One quick thing about apocalypses real quick, and this kind of made me think about it. I've always wondered what would happen on like the International Space Station. Whether it is a zombie or the Earth stops or whatever, like there's people up there who are just up there.
Right.
You know.
So they would have whatever they came up there in usually. And then there's also always a Soyuz capsule ready for them to come down.
Oh, I didn't know that. Cool.
Do you come back down? Like,
I guess it depends on what happened.
they're eating each other.
I mean, there's only a limited supply of food and air up there.
I guess you have a chance.
Yeah.
At that point, you're choosing how you die.
Yeah.
Either we're going to asphyxiate or starve to death up here on the ISS, or we'll go back down there and take our chances.
You know, I suppose if the Earth suddenly stopped, the only people who would survive would be anyone in the space station and then anyone in planes. Maybe. I guess it depends on how the stopping occurs. Like, does the atmosphere stop too?
Right, it's a gas, right? So a solid stops, right?
Yeah.
So everything's spinning, right? So even the gas around you've got the whole little Coriolis effect going around because the Earth spins and the atmosphere is doing stuff. So then it stops. No, I think you're screwed.
Well, if the atmosphere stopped at the same time as the ground did,
now you have a frictive force of your inertia through the air.
I'm just saying, like, if every molecule in the atmosphere also stopped, that'd probably stop anything on the ground, which in that case you wouldn't end up flying off the Earth. But then what happens, like, if you're on the sunny side?
Just start to cook.
Yeah. You got, like, what, a week, maybe?
That's crazy.
Last time we left a challenge for our listeners, and finally someone responded. Longtime friend of the show, Danny, has sent us this audio message.
Hello, everyone at Strikes Are Fancy. This is Danny coming at you from my couch. Great episode. Amazing topics. Love, love, love a mystery. And you guys solved the freaking bloop. Are you joking? So you asked for an impression. Here's my impression of a bloop. I don't know if that was good. I don't know. I just wanted to say episode recommendation, dreams. Oh my gosh. I want you guys to expand, expound, compare, contrast your thoughts, your feelings. Oh my goodness. I think that'd be so, so interesting. Anyway, great episode. Thanks so much. Keep them coming.
Oh, that's a good one.
As long as we don't spend the whole time talking about our dreams, because nobody wants to hear that.
I was going to say, like, when somebody's like, let's talk about, I want to tell you about my dream I had last night. No, we're not doing that.
Please don't.
But the concept of dreams, that's cool.
Yeah.
I always get blown away. Like, how can you be surprised by things in your dreams when it's your brain making them? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, how am I scared because I just thought of this?
Why would I allow myself to scare myself?
That's my main thing. Like, why am I having a nightmare?
Why am I being an asshole to me?
Yeah.
Save it for the episode, guys.
Well, I think we have our guest for that episode.
Yeah.
I'll be there because
Sounds
that gets me all the time. Like, yeah, I'm a night terror kind of guy. Like, I don't
Like actually diagnosed?
no,
No.
but like sleep paralysis. Like, I'm like, why are we doing this?
My body's so stupid.
Right. Now I have to look at this thing floating.
So thank you to both Danny and Robert for sending us some feedback and some ideas. We love it. Please keep them coming. If you, listener, have any thoughts or opinions you want to share on anything we talked about today or anything we've talked about on any other episode, you can reach out to us at strikesarefancy@gmail.com. We're on Instagram and TikTok at strikesarefancy.
We're not on X.
We're not on We're not on the social media platform formerly known as Twitter. And we're on YouTube. You can find some little extra content on our YouTube channel, but also reach out to us if you like.
And since it worked last time, I'm going to issue a challenge. Do the anchor thing in and sing us your favorite song.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be good.
Or sing your new chord progression.
But you know what that means, though, Rob? That means for our outro, we have to sing a snippet of our favorite song.
Okay.
Before we do it, though, Martin, thank you for being here with us. It was wonderful having you on.
Pleasure and honor.
Is this your first podcast?
Absolutely. Pop that cherry. All right.
I'm sorry it was such a rough experience.
You know what?
We usually try to be more gentle.
It's all right. You'll get a letter.
You don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but if our listeners want to find more content from you, where can they find it?
Oh, I don't do anything cool, guys. Well, you could follow me on Instagram, MAJRFLY, Major Fly. I've been doing some furniture flipping, and it's pretty fun. I've made some cool things, so...
Focus on upholstery or like woodwork?
Woodwork. Don't get me near a sewing machine or anything like that. No way. I shouldn't be using power tools anyways, but here I am.
Sometimes I get a little baffled when I go looking for a power tool. I'm like, should I have this? Isn't there someone who should stop someone like me from having this?
Right? Or at least like a little bit of screening. Like,
Yeah.
have you ever used anything like this? No, but I'll take this circular saw right now.
Well, thanks so much for listening. I have been Craig, and treasure, that is what you are.
I'm still Rob, and when I first met my baby, I was sipping chicken gravy, and I thought I had to close up shop. Wing bang!
Nice.
And this is Caleb. And I dug my key into the side of his pretty little souped up 4-wheel drive.
You got up on the mic there. I like that.
You have to.
Oh, no. No way. Oh,
And Martin.
No way.
We've committed.
I have to think of my favorite song really quick. Okay. This is Martin signing off because it's just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
You and I.
Wing bang!